All right, if you're watching this, it means you need to stretch. So the first exercise you got to do is a forward fold. Get yourself down onto the ground on your behind, and you're going to try to reach as forward as you can. If you can't reach your toes or your feet because your legs are a bit longer, try to get somewhere in the middle of your leg and pull yourself a little bit further down. Every time you do so, make sure you're breathing and you're exhaling while you pull yourself down. That way, you can get enough space between you and your legs to bend a little forward every time. If you can't do either of those things, just reach forward like I'm doing so right now. And you're going to hold them for 45 seconds, all of these workouts. All right, the next workout in the stretch series is going to be a forward fold with your legs open. You're going to try to reach as far as possible forward. If you cannot reach all the way forward like I am doing so at the moment, you can always bring your hands closer to your body and basically try to help your body lean forward a little bit more every time so that you can get a deep stretch in your adductors, in your hamstrings, and in your calves. If you can't do any of that, you could always just reach forward like that. We're trying to stretch to the point of uncomfortable. If at any point in the stretch series you start feeling pain, stop the stretches or switch the stretch. All right, the next exercise in the stretch series is going to be a half butterfly forward fold. And basically, in this exercise, you want to make sure that you bring your foot up towards your leg into a butterfly position and you try to reach for those toes as far as you can. If you cannot reach for those toes, you just try to get as far as you can on your leg, folding forward each time you take a deep breath out. Breathing in, breathing out, and you're folding forward on the exhale. And you're going to be folding as far forward as you can. Again, if you cannot do the forward fold all the way to your toes, you could always try this position as well. And then you got to make sure you do both sides. We're doing 45 seconds on each side so that we can keep keep the body balanced. Another thing you can do is apply pressure on that knee as you're folding forward to help you stretch out those glutes. And you want to make sure that you're not feeling any pain during this exercise. If you're feeling any type of pain, you can always bring the position of the foot that is in a butterfly position a little further down on the leg. All right, the next exercise in the stretch series is going to be a butterfly position. You're going to put your hands on the lower part of your legs, and then you're going to put your elbows on your knees, trying to push down with the elbows as you're pulling up with your hands to create leverage. You want to have your feet as close to your body as you possibly can. If you cannot bring yourself or bring your feet close to your body, try to swivel your butt a little bit to get closer to your feet. And you're just stretching the adductors in this position. The next exercise in the stretch series is going to be a Cossack squat. You're going to come up to your feet, spread them apart, and then you're going to lean over to one side into basically a pistol squat or a lateral lunge. And you're going to keep your body on top of that leg that's carrying the weight, and you're going to stretch the adductors and the hamstring a little bit more. You can walk towards your leg and away from your leg to feel deeper stretch as well. In this position, you can also work on your ankle strength and mobility. You can see me actively moving my foot from inversion to eversion. You got to remember we're doing both sides of the leg to keep the body symmetrical and to keep our muscles balanced. We want to make sure we're stretched on both sides of the body. Here you see myself adjusting into the Cossack squat so I can feel the deeper stretch in my hamstrings. And remember, we're staying on one side, moving that foot up and down. We can come into inversion and eversion to help with that ankle mobility and strength. For the next exercise in the stretch series, we're going to be doing an arm across the body shoulder stretch. In this position, you're going to bring the arm across the body and you're going to put the other one perpendicular to it to help you stretch that shoulder area. You can do this standing or you can do it sitting. I prefer to do it sitting because it allows me to keep my hips in a stable position while reaching as far back as I can. You can see that I have much more range of motion standing than I do sitting. But what we're doing is we're holding that arm across the body so that we can feel deep stretch in our shoulder area. Try to reach as far back as you can. Remember, we're doing both sides, so you're going to have to switch to the other side and you're going to stretch for another 45 seconds. Another thing you can do in this position is bring your legs out and try to reach across the body as well. This is another alternative to having your legs crossed out in front of you. The next exercise in the stretch series is going to be a tricep and lat stretch. What we're going to do is we're going to bring our hand onto our back and we're going to bring that other hand onto the elbow of the side you're going to be stretching. You want to have your palm facing your back and you're going to be stretching by pulling that elbow. And remember, we need to switch over to the other side. We're doing 45 seconds on each side. Bring that arm over and behind the head, and you're going to bring that hand onto your back. You're going to have your palm facing your back, and you're going to grab that elbow, and you're going to help stretch it down. And remember, what you can do is you can kind of lean to one side to help with that deeper stretch. That is the last exercise of the session. You have completed stretch session number 1.